swings it, hits one in the air to right center field. Young is back towards the pool and gone. That was really close, if not splashing in there.
Well, it dropped in there, but it didn't land in there. And you could tell he was.
We're live.
That was it.
That was it. We're
Good job.
here.
Sometimes when you're live, you just got to roll with the punches.
We just got to roll with them.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're here. USA versus Mexico. The rivalry continues. What a blast this is going to be. Two really solid teams. This show is going to be a lot of fun. Lineups, starting pitchers are out. We know all that. Top moments of the day. Pool A has been absolutely crazy. So I'm excited for today, Alex, and I know you are as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw USA get the job done last night. Maybe in that first inning, there was a little bit of worry with Great Britain striking first, but as soon as Schwarber came to the plate, getting that monster Schwar bomb, things really turned around, and it just opened up the gates for Team USA.
They just kind of coasted from there. But I will say, USA can't afford to do tonight what they did last night. Totally different ball game. The spring training bats need to start. This is the game.
Yeah.
The spring training bats need to start turning into regular season bats.
Yes,
because
they do.
This game isn't. Look, we saw earlier today, Canada beat Great Britain 18-8. Okay? USA beat them, what was it, 6-2? So the bats got to wake up. Team Mexico is very good, solid team. MLB stars on that team for sure. So let's start with the lineup for Team USA because it is definitely a bit of a different look.
Yeah, couple changes tonight, starting with Pete Alonso in for Kyle Schwarber at DH.
Yes.
Probably biggest one when you're going down the line.
Yep.
Let's start there.
I'm all for that. I like it. I like getting Pete Alonso in there. Mookie Betts leading off in right field. Mike Trout in center field. Paul Goldschmidt first base. Nolan Arenado third base. He's been on fire lately. Pete Alonso at DH. Kyle Tucker left field. Tim Anderson shortstop. Will Smith at catcher. That's a changeup from JT Realmuto.
Yep.
Jeff McNeil at second base. Nick Martinez on the mound. So a couple of changes here.
3 changes.
Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Will Smith. Those are the changes.
What do you see happening with these changes? What is the reason for these big changes here? I know they said they're going to try to use everybody for Team USA, but kind of explain to everyone at home.
Yeah, so there's a few different change-ups here, as we mentioned, Pete Alonso being the main switch up here, and Kyle Schwarber was there. I mean, you might be saying, okay, Kyle Schwarber hit a home run yesterday. He probably had, other than Nolan Arenado's couple of doubles and big hits, Kyle Schwarber had that big hit.
Yeah.
Why isn't he in the lineup? Well, Mexico's starter, Patrick Sandoval, is left-handed, so that's probably the reason. And you know what? I wouldn't doubt if we see when Patrick Sandoval comes out of the game, maybe USA using that really deep bench and then playing matchups offensively. Normally, you see pitchers making the change to match up with a batter, but Team USA's lineup is so deep. Trey Turner is on the bench in this game, being able to use that lineup and that depth and match up with the pitcher. So Patrick Sandoval is a left-handed pitcher. That's why we're seeing Pete Alonso instead of Schwarber. And we did still, I'm not going to question Mark DeRosa, but I saw this lineup and was a little bit surprised, I'd say.
What surprised you the most?
Well, one, I think, okay, we have Tim Anderson in at shortstop, and these are conversations I haven't been privy to, right?
Yes.
But is it possible to have moved Tim Anderson to second base, Jeff McNeil, the left-handed hitter, and keep Trey Turner in the lineup at shortstop and have a middle infield of Trey Turner and Tim Anderson?
Yeah.
Or move Mookie Betts, who will be playing a lot of second base this year, move Mookie Betts into second base, get another outfield in there. I know we have Cedric Mullins on the bench, who's a lefty, but the guy's been hitting fine against lefties. So I don't know. I'm not against it. But you can't go wrong. I guess I was just a little surprised seeing Trey Turner out of the lineup with the lefty and him matching up with lefties. Why not move Tim Anderson to second and keep Trey Turner at short? But again, maybe Tim Anderson said, and this very well could have happened, maybe Tim Anderson said, I'm going to play shortstop this year. I don't want to play shortstop. I'd rather play shortstop if I'm going to get playing time, which would be fair to say.
Which is totally fair. And again, still an absolutely incredible lineup with insane depth on the bench. Who's your player to watch here tonight?
I got to go Pete Alonso tonight. And again, you can't go wrong with anybody, but I just feel like these sort of moments are like what Pete is born for. The home run derby in the All-Star game, when he's on that center stage all by himself. This is a big stage. He's wearing red, white, and blue. I feel like Pete Alonso was also just a guy that was meant to put on the red, white, and blue for Team USA. I'm going to go out on a prediction and say Pete Alonso hits a bomb at some point.
Ooh.
I will say that. I think Pete Alonso hits a homer tonight. I like the lineup. I think it's good enough it's obviously good enough to get it done. It's the better of the two lineups, but I know Mexico, we'll talk about it in a little while. They are 0-1, but the way Team USA played, they can't play again like that tonight. They will lose to Mexico. They can lose to Mexico if they're as sleepy as they were against Great Britain.
Yeah, and you got to think about it because Mexico's coming off a really tough loss yesterday in extra innings in the 10th. You know they're going to come out a little spicy with a little edge, wanting some revenge. Let's take a look at their lineup right now. And when you look at Mexico, who's the player that you're looking out for and you're watching?
Yeah, so Team Mexico's lineup is out as well, leading off Randy Arozarena with the Rays. We see him in big situations, the playoffs, and already in the WBC. He's been a stud. Alex Verdugo, Joey Meneses, then you have Rowdy Tellez, Isaac Paredes, Luis Urias, Trejo, Thomas, Wilson, Patrick Sandoval on the mound. For me, it's Randy Arozarena. I mean, the guy is already on fire in this tournament. 2 for 4 at the plate in game 1, a homer, a double, 2 RBIs. And it's just, when it's a big game, when it's a big moment, this might be crazy to say, there's not a lot of hitters out there that you'd rather on your team than Randy Arozarena when he gets in that zone.
And he's got some cowboy
boots.
I was like, he's got the cowboy boots, before the game.
He brought them. I love that. That's what he was doing during the playoffs with the Rays, and he was on fire. And, you know, I can't say he's on fire after one game going 2 for 4, but I know Randy Arozarena thrives in big situations, and this tonight is one of them. The crowd in Phoenix is a sold-out crowd. I know it'll be at least 50-50.
If not, there was talk saying this might feel like a Mexico home game because word on the street is more Mexico fans bought up all the tickets.
I think USA would be happy if the crowd is 50-50. From everything I've heard, the crowd is going to be rowdy, and there will be a lot of Team Mexico fans there. So
the energy is going to be insane. We know that. It's sold out. This is the game everyone has circled in this pool. So let's go through, besides all that we just mentioned, 3 reasons you should be watching this USA-Mexico game.
Well, the first, Alex, we just talked about both lineups.
Yeah.
There's superstars everywhere. More of them on Team USA than Team Mexico. But both of these teams, contrary to the first game last night when the biggest star on Great Britain is Trace Thompson.
Yep.
Harry Ford, who I'm becoming a big fan of, who hit a homer today. But, you know, we know Harry Ford more as Harrison Ford, the actor, than Harry Ford, the baseball player.
Yep.
But this game has more stars for Mexico as well. Randy Arozarena, Rowdy Tellez, Alex Verdugo, Urias with the Brewers, and this team is good. And if USA is sleeping, they can lose this game. Team USA's lineup, we all know the superstars involved there. So first reason for me, the stars are out tonight. It's a must watch.
All right. Number 2, underrated pitching matchup.
Very underrated.
Very.
Patrick Sandoval, Angels. Not the most well-known pitcher in the world, but this guy can be very good and has shown flashes of being very good. Nick Martinez for Team USA, who I am a huge fan of ever since what we saw him do in the playoffs last year out of the bullpen for the Padres. Now he's going to be starting this year, by all accounts, and he's come over from Japan, back in the big leagues, pretty good and really good out of the bullpen. Now he's going to be starting, and the reason Nick Martinez is on this team, at least the main reason, it might not be the only reason, is because JT Realmuto went out of his way to talk to Mark DeRosa about getting him on the team. He said, JT Realmuto said this, when Dero called me and asked, I said, you've got to get that guy. He's an absolute stud. He's got the right demeanor. He commands the mound, just has a great presence out there. I think he's a perfect fit for what we need. That's pretty high praise from the best catcher in baseball right now.
That's incredible. And when someone says that, you have to listen, especially as you mentioned, JT. one of the greatest catchers in baseball. I'm excited to see him shine on a really big stage tonight. It's kind of a little taste of what we can expect, hopefully, from him this season with the Padres now in the starting rotation.
I hope so. I got him breaking out this year for the Padres, being in that rotation.
Ooh.
We'll see.
It's a big rotation.
This stage tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a really big stage.
Yep.
Okay, number 3, the rivalry.
Yeah. I mean, the rivalry between USA and Mexico and pretty much every sport. The atmosphere that's going to be there tonight. There's going to be a rivalry on the field, and there's going to be a rivalry in the stands. We talked about the atmosphere a little bit, but this stadium is going to be jam-packed. It will be at least half, if not more, Mexico fans. It's going to be rowdy. The rivalry is real, and I know when we think USA-Mexico, we don't think great baseball rivalry, but really, you look at any international tournament, and when Team USA and Mexico matches up, it's going to be crazy. And
look at that.
We're seeing this.
It's already packed. It's already packed. I mean, we're a little under 10 minutes to game time, and everyone's already in their seats, standing up, sold out stadium. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be a wild game.
It is going to be wild. You don't see this is 10 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their seat. That's really cool to see.
It is. Now, speaking of atmosphere, there was another big game at the start of the day today. Japan going undefeated, beating Australia 7-1, and Shohei Ohtani. He put the world on notice again with his first home run in the World Baseball Classic. What an atmosphere there in Japan, them going through pool play 4-0.
Alex, I again woke up, set my alarm for 1:45, get downstairs, and in the first inning, I already felt like, you know what? Thank God I woke up, because what a special situation in that first at bat. Shohei's first ever World Baseball Classic home run, an absolute bomb. He hit it off his face on the scoreboard like 448 feet away. It was absolutely insane. The place was rocking. And he said after the game, I have been dreaming of hitting a home run in the World Baseball Classic since I was a kid.
Oh, I just got chills.
How cool is that?
I just got chills.
So
That's
that was
cool.
the highlight of the game. The home run ball, by the way, was passed all around the stands. You don't see that ever. You wouldn't see that here.
I mean, someone would have either gotten punched in the face and like ran out the back door with that if it was here in America. It just goes to show how respectful and how great of people Japanese fans are. Like they're the creme of the crop.
Yeah,
they're the best.
Well, you wouldn't see that here.
No, like politely pass around the ball for everyone to take a photo with, and then kindly give it back to the woman who caught it. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you remember when Aaron Judge hit his, you have to get escorted out of the stadium because you could get
You will
killed
get jumped. Yeah.
Not good.
No, not good at all. All right. Well, let's move on to Pool A, because the madness last night that we talked about that could have happened actually happened. And every team in Pool A finished 2-2.
It kind of felt like a long shot when we talked about it in last night's show.
It did.
But a lot had to happen, and it did happen. Every single team in Pool A finished with a record of 2-2. Everybody. And it legitimately came down to run quotient.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Cuba ends up advancing after starting 0-2.
Yep.
They end up advancing, and so does Team Italy. So, after taking the world by storm and the atmosphere being absolutely insane and having some awesome games and finishing 2-2, Chinese Taipei now has to re-qualify for the WBC next tournament because they technically, by run quotient, finished in last place in this pool, although they had the same record as the team that takes away the number 1 seed.
It's crazy. We've seen some crazy things so far. So what are the top 5 moments that you've seen just today?
A lot happened around the WBC today. Top 5 moments from today. Number 5, Garrett Stubbs, 2 RBI double in the 8th, ends up winning the game for Team Israel. Love me some Garrett Stubbs. It was an electric atmosphere there, even early in the day, and Garrett Stubbs gets the W there. Big hit. And he was pumped up for Team Israel. That was cool to see. He's at number 5.
Number 4, what you got?
Number 4, Italy finding out they were advancing. So for the craziness to ensue, in Pool A, they had to beat the Netherlands.
Yes.
They did.
Which was a big upset.
They did beat, it was a big upset. And even still, they didn't know if they were advancing.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew the
Nobody knew.
tiebreakers. They certainly didn't. So they did what they needed to do, and then they just kind of sat around on the field. Then all of a sudden on the scoreboard, it popped up, congratulations to Cuba and Italy for advancing to Tokyo for the next round. And on the field, the team started going crazy. It was awesome, and I think we have it. Maybe we don't have it.
We don't have it.
But you should watch
it. Yeah. We'll tweet it out so you can see it.
It was really, really cool, and they were going nuts. So number 3 for me. We just talked about it. Shohei's home run. The massive bomb off the scoreboard. Place was going wild. His first ever World Baseball Classic home run. For me, that's number 3.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2.
What you got?
Joe La Sorsa's reaction after escaping bases loaded, nobody out jam in the Netherlands game. He came in with the bases loaded and nobody out, got out of it without giving up a run, and his celebration coming off the field, as you can see right here, might be the greatest celebration for a pitcher coming off a mound of all time. He was screaming, "I am him."
Yeah.
I am him. He was going nuts. It was, look at
He's
this.
still going.
He was going.
He's still going.
It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. That's number 2. His reaction. It's perfect.
This just solidifies like how much every single game has that playoff feel.
Yeah.
It's so incredible.
It really does. And that was a 6-1 ball game. And
Yeah.
He comes in with the bases loaded, nobody out, and gets out of it.
Okay, number 1 moment.
Number 1 for me is the Tokyo Dome crowd passing around Shohei Ohtani's baseball.
Yeah.
Not just because it was Shohei Ohtani's baseball, just to see it. I've never seen this in my life. This was the game's biggest global star hitting his first ever World Baseball Classic home run. This girl caught it in the stands. And then there's a video that comes out. This ball was being passed around the stands from person to person. They were all taking pictures, and then it politely got just given back to the girl.
Yes.
The amount of respect that everybody there has for each other. We'll talk about it in the post-game show as well, but we could learn a thing or two from
the world could learn a thing or
from
two.
This. True.
About
it was so cool to see that. And this video this morning it was very eye-opening for everybody, and from everybody that doesn't live in Japan, I think.
Yeah.
So that does it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It is almost game time. We're about 2-3 minutes away.
Yeah.
Let's give some predictions. Alex, do you have a prediction for this game?
I do have a prediction for this game.
Let me hear it.
Okay. I'm taking USA 7-4.
7-4.
7-4. Team USA. I think there's going to be a little back and forth here with some runs, and then Team USA is just going to do what they do best.
Do you have a
Swing
player
the bat.
of the game?
I do.
Who is it?
Very similar, actually, the exact same to my player yesterday, but for a different reason. For a different reason. Mike Trout went 0 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he needs to get a hit tonight. He's facing a teammate in Patrick Sandoval. He's very familiar with what he's got. He's Captain America. Mike Trout can easily set the tone with one swing of the bat. He can get that place going. So I think he needs to get on base, get some hits, and help Team USA win against Mexico.
You know, I am not worried at all about Mike Trout going 0 for 4 last night. He was facing Vance Worley, who was throwing this is more his speed. We're seeing major league pitchers now. Not Vance Worley was 3 decades ago, you know?
Yeah.
So I think Mike Trout will be just fine. My prediction for tonight is Team USA winning 5-4.
Oh, you have it close.
I do believe this is a close game.
Okay.
Team Mexico all hyped up. They're 0-1, but they were hyped yesterday. They ended up losing because that guy came out of the bullpen throwing 102, and it was absolutely disgusting. But that lineup, I'm telling you, they looked pretty good. They looked locked in at the beginning of the game until that reliever came in. Team Mexico is good.
Yeah.
And I do believe this game is very, very close. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Team USA puts up 40.
We both think that Mexico's going to score 4 runs. So we can agree on that. Who's your player to watch?
My player to watch tonight is Pete Alonso.
Okay.
He's in the lineup for the first time. I said it before. I'll say it again. Pete Alonso, he's hitting a homer tonight.
Ooh.
Book it. Mark it down.
I mean, why not? Schwarber also DH last night, hit a home run. So
Yep.
if you're going to come in, take his place,
You got to do it.
you got to follow suit.
Yep. So I think Pete Alonso was born for this stage. He's born for the bright lights and when all eyes are on him. And this atmosphere tonight, all eyes are going to be on him. He's wearing the red, white, and blue for the first time. And I think he's the player of the game. Team USA wins 5-4. But go USA. It's almost game time, my friends. Thank you all for listening to the Flippin Bats Now pregame show. Hey, we will be back.
Yes, we will.
Immediately following the game, recording a new episode of Flippin Bats Now, WBC episode, all about the day, all about the game, Team USA recap. It's going to be a blast. Thank you all for listening. Go Team USA. The game is about to begin. Enjoy it, and we will see you after the game.